This video, we're going to talk about how to start social media marketing. I've got 5 tips and these are really essential if you're just starting off in social media. If this is the first time you come across me, then my name is John Lee and this channel is all about social media marketing, passive income streams and living life on your own terms. So if you'd like to know all the new videos that we create, then make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss out on all the new content that I produce. So the first thing that you got to really understand, especially when you're starting off in social media marketing, is to make sure that you understand the audience that you're looking for. So for example, if you look at all my content, if you go to my John Lee profile, go to Instagram, type in John Lee, you'll see the one with the blue verified tick. You'll see that a lot of my content is based specifically on motivation. So I use different platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and each one has a different profile. Whereas a lot of my stuff on YouTube is all about, again, traffic, conversion, generating more income, growing your business through social media marketing. So you got to be really clear, like who is going to be your audience, because if you don't understand this, then what starts to happen is you start posting random stuff and then people start seeing you, they start liking you, and then you post something different, then they don't like you, and then they start to unfollow. And that's how it starts, doesn't it? If you look at most social media platforms right now, it's not about how many followers you get, it's about the relevance of the content, especially when it comes to YouTube. It's definitely about how do we create that content that's going to be referred, right? So number one, you got to get really, really clear on which audience that you want to target, and therefore we create specific content for that audience. And the second thing, it brings us to the content. So this is why we're going to do step 1. So what content are you going to produce? So for me, I wrote a book called Business Hack, and that's called How to Actually Do Business in a Digital Age. So if you think about it, most of the times when I'm talking about creating specific types of content, who is my audience for? So for me, I'm looking for people who either have a business or want to start a business and they want to earn more income by generating leads and sales. Hence why a lot of my content on social media, specifically on YouTube, is all about social media marketing, right? So how do we market our products through Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, right? And there's so many different, Google. So it's about what content you produce. So there are different types of content. So a lot of people don't like to put themselves on camera, and that's fine. So one of the things you can do a written. So if you don't want to show your face or let people hear your voice, then what you can do is you can actually start just typing stuff out, and LinkedIn's great for this. For articles, that you can just make posts every single day. I have a friend in Singapore and he writes these really long, really detailed posts, and he gets so many shares, so many comments, and people really look forward to his posts every single day. So you could actually do a lot of text posts where there's no pictures, there's nothing associated with that, and it's really great for articles. And the second thing you can do is you can do voice. So some people don't like to do cameras, so one of the things you can do is actually do voice notes. So you could actually create like a little PDF, or you can create like a little image, you can talk over them, you don't have to show your face, and you can actually upload your audio onto things like podcasts. You can take snippets of that, put that onto social media, and then drive people back to your podcast. So that works really, really well, especially when you're trying to market things. One of the things I highly recommend you do is like interviews. Interviews are the easiest way to create audio without you having to physically do all the work. So you can interview people and get them to do most of the work, and then you can use it as an audio. You can then, if you want, there's actually a piece of software called rev.com, that's rev.com, and you can actually upload that audio, and that audio will then sit on blogs, it will sit on an article. You can turn it to whatever you want. But now you have some written forms, you can actually put that out there as social media marketing, and then you can put your links in there. So we're going to talk about that when we come to step 5, right? Step 3 is actually doing interaction. Like, you've got to interact with your audience. Like, if you look at a lot of my posts, I go back into my posts and you're probably thinking, well, John, don't you have a whole team that does this? I do have a team that occasionally, check my messages, and I occasionally check my messages. But, at least for the first 15 minutes when I post it, I go in there and I start commenting, I start, reading people's comments as well. And so when you're interacting and engaging, what happens is you start to create a community. Right? So this is the feel that we want to create. Whenever we're creating an audience, we want to create that community feel. And when you have that community feel, people feel like they're part of something, right? They're part of a club. They're part of an audience that all want the same thing, and they're all looking to do the same thing. So interaction is hugely important when it comes to social media, because it's almost like, and I forget where I heard this metaphor before, but it's almost like you're holding a party, and when all the people show up at your party, like, you're not there. So this is why it's so important that to interact with your audience is to go in there and start thanking people. Like when people comment things, I leave really nice comments. I'll, reply to it and say thank you so much. And so you got to make it real. And even though right now I have millions of people that follow me across different social media platforms, you still got to do. I don't do all of them, but I'll do as much as I can. But you still got to be seen to be interacting with your audience, because that builds a lot of trust. Okay, number 4 is to make sure that you're actually searching for other people in your industry. So let's say, for example, you're doing, vegan recipes, and you have a page that's just all about vegan. And so you want to actually go to other people's vegan pages, and then you want to comment on their pages. Why do you want to do that? Because if you've got a vegan page where lots of people are going there and they're starting to, fill their details in, or they're starting to interact and comment on other people's posts, when you comment, let's say there's a post that's got, 20,000 likes and it's got 1,000 comments. When you comment on that, it means it's going to let everybody know that you've commented on that, and they can see that when you've commented, and they'll say, oh, who's this person? And if your profile picture is to do with that specific industry or niche, then what happens is you start to get a lot more recognition, and people will then click to go to your profile. And that's exactly how it works, isn't it? The first thing we're going to do on especially when it comes to social media platforms, is to be discovered, right? So if you look at Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, then there's always a discovery algorithm that when you actually make a post, it has a specific keyword, it's got a specific watch time, it's got a specific description, it's got a specific title. So all these things have a lot to play with your videos actually being found. And that's the whole point of social media, isn't it? We want to put content out there that it can be found, where people can see our content, and then by watching our content, we educate them on our products and services, and thus making more sales by selling more of our products and services. And that's just exactly how it works. So when you're searching for other people, you can look, like Instagram, you can type in hashtag vegan, for example, right? Or hashtag dog training, or hashtag entrepreneur, hashtag business, whatever it is. You can literally, once you hit that, then you're gonna get all these posts that show up, and your goal is to go in and interact with all of them. Because I promise you, if you interact with 50 posts, you're gonna get some people following you back. Like imagine if you interact with 50 posts and you just get 1 follower from each post. That's an extra 50 followers. So this is how you gotta play this game. Okay, so that's number 4. Number 5, and this is, if you don't do this one, there's actually no point in doing social media marketing. So number 5, I'll come to that in a second. Again, if you've got a lot of value from this and you'd love to learn more about social media marketing, monetization, and really earning enough passive income from social media or your online businesses to do what you want to do, then make sure you hit the like button first, because YouTube's algorithms change. You have to click the like button so YouTube will show you more of my content. You also have to click the subscribe button and turn on the post notifications, and also just leave a comment below and just say done, right? Once you've done that, just leave a comment below and done, and that helps let YouTube know that you're interested in my content, and next time I upload a video, you'll be the first to be notified. Remember, okay, number 5 is having a clear CTA. So what does CTA stand for? CTA stands for call to action. You got to have a really clear call to action. So a lot of people, when they use social media, they're just making random posts. But what we need to do, we need to drive these posts somewhere. Like what do you want them to do? So what I do is, like if I'm running an event, for example, I'll make a post, something to do with the topic that I'm teaching. Let's say it's real estate. Let's say it's trading. Let's say it's public speaking, or let's say it's social media. So what I tend to do is that I tend to find a lot of people who, when they see that post, I'll say, by the way, if you're interested, you can click the link in the bio. Now, every single account, especially when it comes to Instagram, and I keep mentioning Instagram because it's one of the most powerful ways to actually monetize and drive people away from social media into a platform where people can consume and buy your products, right? YouTube, you can also actually, in the video, you can just put a link that comes up in your video as well. So let's say right now I wanted to put a link on here. I could have a link go whoop, it would come across the screen. You click that and that will go straight to the place where I want to drive people. But ultimately, when you're making a post on social media, you have to make sure, why am I making this post? There has got to be some reason. And this is one of the biggest mistakes I see so many people do when it comes to social media, right? So clear call to actions are what get you the monetization. If you're just making posts and no one's interacting with your post, then what's going to happen is YouTube or Instagram or the social media platforms won't show it to anybody, and it has to be what we call relevant content. So you've got to make it relevant, right? So the 5 things we talked about is make sure you know who your audience is, make sure you know what content to post for that audience, make sure you're interacting with the comments of people. Actually, if people follow you, you might want to follow them back if you want. You don't have to. At least leave a like. Right? Actually, you can actually like people's comments just by clicking, the like symbol or just commenting back. Number 4 is make sure you're actually searching for other people, other influencers within this industry, within your industry. So because the people that follow them, again, if people want to get into fitness and you go and comment on a fitness page and yours is a fitness page, the likelihood is by interacting with other people's posts, you will then be exposed to other people's posts and they'll be exposed to you and click on your profile and then follow you. Okay, and number 5, the last one is call to action. Have some kind of CTA in every post. I don't care if that's putting like a little link in every single post that you do so people know where to go if they're actually going to find you in your video. You might put a link as well, or you might put a link in the description. So whatever it is you want to do, but these are the 5 things, these 5 tips, especially for those of you who are starting off in social media, right? And again, so my question for you is this: what theme or what audience are you looking to build on social media? So I want you to leave a comment below and I'll give you some, I'll reply to some of the comments below. And also as well, I'll link a few videos on here and I'll put a link to a subscribe button here as well. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss out on all the new content. This is John Lee, the author of Business Hack. Bye for now.